And we're back. What's up, guys? So I might look like a fuckboy, but this is the real me right now, and I'm happy to make this video because it really aligns with something I'm super duper passionate about. And that sounded like I was about to say something salesy, but it's like not at all. So just hear me out. Okay. So with my content and with my brand, 8 a.m. and everything I put out there, it's all aligned with like a central purpose. And at least I try to make it that, because I feel like if you do something with purpose, then everything that falls under that makes you happy, because you know it's serving like people like you watching, and it makes me happy, and I hope it makes you happy. So here's the purpose that I've been following and creating for a very long time. And the purpose is to create subtle shifts or slight shifts in your perspective in order to reveal your infinite potential. So it sounds like really vague, and I probably need to work on it. So if you guys have suggestions for how I can rework it, comment below. But what that essentially means, I'll pack it down, is that the content that I put out, first and foremost. So for example, yesterday I put out a really derogatory, like douchey video. You know, what is that doing for society? Like not much, except entertaining you, right? But here's how I look at it, right? Like I need to put that stuff out there because it gets people's attention. And once I have their attention, like I have yours right now, I can actually tell you something important. I just put out yesterday's video, and it was about being a fuckboy, how I got this new haircut, and now I have this new persona, whatever. That image is, it's not, the only reason I made it is so I could get your attention. And now I'm going to shift, now that I have your attention, I'm going to shift you. Just like you take an 8 in 8 a.m., and then you shift the 8 sideways, you have an infinity sign. So just like the 8 shifts sideways, I'm about to shift your perspective and show you something. And so the thing that I'm going to show you or tell you about is something that's helped me a crap load. And I hope it helps you too. So here it is. And it has to do with the video yesterday. So yesterday is about getting this haircut, right? So I look like a little bit of a fuckboy, right? And so what does that mean, right? It means people are actually treating me differently. Like in the comments, you guys are treating me differently. I'm getting more DMs from chicks. I'm getting, more likes on the pictures I post just because of how I look, okay? I'm also, as I walk around Sydney here, I'm getting different looks from people around. Like, people are treating me differently. Like, guys seem to respect me more because they might even be a little bit more intimidated by me just because of the way I look. However, the other element that's being influenced here is me. Because when I wake up in the morning and I look at myself and I see that I'm, I look like a fuckboy, like a Brad, like a person that would, I look like someone that doesn't care as much, right? Like I look like I just walk around, like I'm just like, duh, and I just like take action and do shit, right? As opposed to someone who's more passive. Like I just don't look like a passive person. And when I look in the mirror, that image is reinforced in my head of someone successful. So it's obviously very susceptible to like affirmations, like whatever you perceive yourself to be is what you can end up like reflecting. Like I think it starts with the image that you put yourself in your thoughts. So I could, if I wanted to, like I could make a list of characteristics that I wanted to encapsulate, like before I got the haircut, right? And let's say I wanted to be more confident. I wanted guys to be like intimidated by me because whatever. I want more chicks to DM me. I could put those things, this is so superficial, but you get the point. I can put those things in my head, like affirmational, right? Look up affirmations if you don't quite know what I'm talking about. And then basically what they are is you just say things about yourself, and you say them with passion, with energy, and you say them typically before like your brain goes into subconscious operating. So like before sleep, because before you sleep, your brain is connected to the subconscious and you can program it more easily. So you say these things, and then you go to bed, you go into the subconscious, and you've kind of like sent a program in. And then when you wake up, you act differently. Now the thing is, getting a haircut and looking physically differently, that fits into like social norms. So like the look I have like socially, according to my experience socially from you guys, is reinforcing my subconscious beliefs about myself. So it's the external stimulus is influencing my inner beliefs. So what does all this mean for you, right? Like maybe you don't want to get a haircut, but what I want to tell you is that your external stimulus, so your I guess a good way to say it is your physiology, the way that you carry yourself, the way that you stand, the way you breathe, the way the thoughts you have in your head, these are things you can control, right? Like whether you're laying down or standing up, if you have good posture or bad posture, your physiology precedes your neurology. Really think about it, okay? So you have your physiology or your neurology, which is how you feel essentially, and like the subconscious default setting that you go throughout your day, right? And you have then your physiology, which I'm kind of using the words incorrectly, but just go with it, right? Physiology representing the things that you can control consciously and work toward making them subconscious. So like, for example, if I tell you right now as you're watching this video to stand upright, you're immediately going to feel, so stand upright, put your chest out, take a deep breath, and in your head tell yourself, I'm confident. You're immediately going to feel more confident. Why? Because your physiology is in the, I'm going to drop a big bomb on you guys, big word, vibrational alignment or frequency of someone who is really confident, just because of the way you put your body and the way you breathe and the thing you thought. Now, understand that if you are someone who's not socially confident, who is, shy, who doesn't like to go out of their way to make conversation with someone, or if you're someone who doesn't think that they are wealthy, maybe you just view yourself as someone who's poor, think to yourself, what would a confident person look like? How would they carry themselves? What would a rich person feel like? Conjure up that feeling. Focus on the feeling. Abundantly, like abundance maybe, or just happiness and calmness and ease, and capture these feelings and think about them before bed. Just do it. And then what'll happen is over time, like do this for a week, you will see that your default setting starts to change. And it's all because you made a shift, in a slight shift, right? Plug merch, DM for an access code. And I'll put it in the description. I don't feel like editing this video. So you've made a slight shift in your perspective, and it is now revealing that you can literally take on any personality trait that you want. So I hope you get that. I hope that makes sense. Let me see if I can give you an example or a story in my life. No, I've given you the example in my life. So I got a haircut. I look in the mirror. I'm getting more comments. It's being socially reinforced by the external environment. So guys, understand too that your external environment, like you can do things to benefit you, like by just structuring your environment. So for example, I'm in my room right now, and there's like, if I wanted to, like what I recommend is like put quotes, images, pictures around your room that remind you of the person that you'd like to become. Okay? This is extremely key. This is like everything. This is the sole root of my success, of people like Arnold Schwarzenegger's success, because I just recently read his biography and I found out that he had pictures of like strong guys in his room, which his mom was concerned about, because that's obviously, she thought he was gay, but he just really wanted to be the world champion strongman. And not that there's anything wrong with being gay. If anyone's gay out there, love gay people. I'm not gay, but I support it. Pictures of strong guys in his room. He wanted to be strongman of the world, and now he was like 5-time world champion. You got to have these visions of the person you want to become, and have quotes that remind you of the way you want to be perceived, and just simply plaster them around your room. See what happens. Funny little anecdote that relates to all this. Elon Musk. I've read his biography too. His room, and actually I saw this in like a little animation video about his life, but I read his biography, so I don't remember this from his biography, but in the animation it was like this. His childhood room, Elon Musk, founder of SpaceX, which is the private competitor to NASA, founder of Tesla, and the founder of Solar City or something like that, like a solar panel company, and PayPal. Like, obviously, if you don't know who Elon Musk is, like, figure it out. Elon Musk, when he was a kid, his ceiling, right? Like, he would look up out of bed, and his whole entire room here was just glass. And he saw the moon, he saw Mars, he saw constellations every night before going to bed. So subconsciously, what message is he sending? I'm gonna go to space.
Like, whoa, what you doing out here with a fuckboy?